Hey guys, this is Nick. Welcome to, I'm going to call it Nick's Talk for now until I figure out what to call it. It's a, it's a long overdue recording. I want to start it off for now with the games of real estate or the rules of real estate. Um, the rules that I'm going to set is really rules for me. What I mean by that is this year I plan on getting into large apartment buildings. And so it's not hard. It's no different than what I've been doing with residential real estate. It's just more zeros, more doors. So why haven't I done it? Is the real big question. The reason why I would say has a lot to do with how I've been. And what I mean by that is this. I'm 41 now, and when I started this business at 27, I was really hungry. I was eager to learn, eager to execute, eager to get something done. And it was really exciting figuring out the game, figuring out the business, doing your first deal, second, three, four, and as time goes by, it's not fun anymore. About 6, 7 years ago, I changed my business to being able to do it without doing it, and it took a little time, but I got eventually good with it, and so I've been doing deals today without actually being involved. I don't even know the house address. I don't see the properties. I don't know anything about it. I just get the check in the mail. I'm not saying this to brag, but I'm saying this so that to show you that you can also do it because I did it. But at the same time, because I was able to do this, I got used to it. Meaning, I got used to not doing things and getting things done. And so the rules I want to talk about to the game are not necessarily rules that apply to you, but it's kind of like rules that apply to me. Meaning, back then when I had no money and I started this business, because I had no money and uh, all I had was energy and a desire to do it. Um, it took me to where I was to where I wanted to go because I was driven to achieve. Today, I'm comfortable, and because of that, it's very hard. It's a different kind of game now. Today, it's not. I don't. It's not that I don't have money. But because I have money, I. It's as if I don't want to do anymore. It's like, oh, now that I have money, like, do I really need that much more? Is it gonna be that much different? Yeah. So it's now a backwards effect, um, and so it affects me in a different way. It affects me in a way of, okay, before I needed it, now I don't need it, and because I don't need it, it's just as hard to accomplish doing the deal, doing the business, doing the achieving the goal, if not even harder, because one side you didn't have the knowledge or know-how, the other side you don't have the desire or energy to pull it off. And so I've been debating, I've been thinking this past week, how do I want to play this game going forward? What I mean is, if I'm gonna get into multi buildings, I mean, no matter what, I'm getting into it. So I'm getting into the multi building, not the multi building, but like the large 200-300 unit business game. How am I gonna play it? Am I gonna play it with no money? Am I gonna get into this game and try to execute with no money? And I don't have a problem doing that. I actually think it's easier to do this business with no money, so I'll do it that way. Okay, next. Um, am I gonna try to do this whole business by me actually hustling, me actually going out there, trying to meet people, trying to, look at deals, cut deals, look at properties, trying to raise capital, or am I gonna do it in a way where I'm going to find team members? I'm gonna find an acquisition guy or girl. I'm gonna find a raiser. I'm gonna find, all the parts, and then let them put the deal together. So I've been debating. Um, I've been debating about how to, what game I want to play, and honestly, there's no wrong way. Either way, either game, either approach works. You don't need any money to execute either of them. It has more to do with which one connects with you. Um, for me, I think the one that where I find an acquisition person, where I find a raiser, where I find this and that is the one that better connects with me. But I think it's also easier for me to achieve that because I have reputation, and because I have a reputation, people want to work with me. And if I was to go that route, it's not necessarily uh, a route that you can replicate without the reputation. Not that you can't. It's just I'm trying to make it easier for anybody to do it. So I'm thinking I should probably do the route where I'm doing all the hustling, I'm cutting all the deals, um, and sure, I mean, even with me cutting the deals, it's people still know my name, things like that. But I'm telling you, this is not something that you can't do. You just have to give it a shot. You don't have to believe you can do it. Instead, just give it a shot and see how and feel how scary it is, but at the same time, see how successful and far you can go, because you won't know unless you give it a shot. So, I think for this business, the big the big money game, I personally am a believer in the fact that it's gonna be a people's game. What that means is that it's a game where you're gonna have to meet people. You're gonna have to meet a lot of people. Um, I'm gonna have to, start going out to network, identify who's who, and see how I could connect with them to do this business. So I'm gonna look for someone that has access to deals. I'm gonna need to look for someone that has access to deals. I'm gonna need to look for someone that has access to uh, money, where they would invest in the opportunities I'm gonna bring to the table. And then I'm also gonna look for investors that they themselves are buyers of these type of asset classes. Personally, I've had a lot of success in meeting people. Not people, but like everybody that I ever needed to meet. I personally have found that it's easy to meet them at the RIAs, networking events, those expensive seminars that you can sign up for. Um, I think one of the best places is actually the expensive seminars you got to sign up for, where you got to pay like 1,000, 5,000, 10,000. I don't have anything like that to promote you guys, so I'm not trying to do this to promote it. I'm just saying the reason why those are great is one, they provide there's normally education at those events, and along with that, there's normally a pool of people that are already interested in that strategy or asset class that's attending that event. And so if you're going to be playing that strategy or asset class, it's, those people are already on board. You just got to kind of find the right thing, the right opportunity. And not only that, but if you attend the sessions, they're gonna share with you the perspective, this like the industry standard perspective that everybody is after. And if you can just find something that fits that standard and bring it to that event or that community, it's kind of like instantly sold. So that's like one of the hacks to this whole game. So I'm gonna have to look out for some events to go to in the coming months and year. Along with that, again, it goes back to how am I gonna do this with no money? Meaning, am I gonna spend my money to attend these seminars, or am I gonna get money from somewhere somehow to attend these seminars? Outside of that, another type of event you can go to is if you're getting into apartment buildings, multifamily complexes, you gotta attend, like I said, events. So because this whole secret, this whole game is networking. It's like you don't. It's like it's so crazy how big it is. You have no idea. So you can attend or look out for multifamily networking events. There aren't that many that are going on in the area because a lot of people don't like to, like a lot of people, they feel like they don't have enough money to play in this space. And because of that, there's not many people that organize events under like a multi-family networking event, things like that, for you to attend to meet like-minded individuals. But I'm um I'm gonna look out for some. There was like one going on last week in New York. I host a lot of events. I host so many that it's kind of like, again, because I host so many, I don't want to attend. Um, like I host so many my own organizations event that I don't even want to attend my events. So it's harder. So it makes it even harder for me to attend somebody else's event. Not that I don't enjoy my event. It's just I've gotten so much benefit from it already. Now I try to run them in a way where one, speakers, panelists, hosts could provide value to the people that are attending, but at the same time, not only provide value, but it's kind of like I feel like when I'm there, everybody wants to talk to me instead of the panelists that I invited to speak. And so I don't want to take that value from them, that benefit from them. But yeah, going back to the multifamily networking events, there was one in New York like a week or two ago. There's some going on in South Jersey this week, Philadelphia actually this week. There's one going on in Philadelphia this week. I I go to so many, I used to go to so many events. I have kids now. I have two boys. They're 9 and the young one's 9, the older one's 11, and I love being at home with my boys. I built my business. I got successful in this business. I got into real estate. I became an entrepreneur. I did everything I'm doing so that way I can live my life my way. What's my way? My way is like you guys don't know, okay? You guys have no idea. Like today, for example, I went to sleep at 11 p.m. and I woke up at 3:30 a.m. I stayed up since then, doing things I wanted to do. I worked out, brought the kids to school, came home, did a few things on the computer, and I eventually got to doing this video because I decided like it's been long enough. Everybody's been waiting, but that's not my normal day. Okay, my normal day is typically I am sleeping at 6 a.m. to 2 to 3 p.m. And then I'm awake with the kids, playing with my kids, hanging out with my kids once I get home from school till 10 p.m. Once I go to sleep, I then, get on the computer and do my thing or do whatever it is I do until 6 a.m. I'm a night owl. So what it means is I can't, I'm not used to, or I'm not interested, or it's not easy for me to be awake during like normal operating hours. And so I've learned there's two ways to be successful. Uh, and there's nothing wrong with either way. It's just you have to make it work. Like there's the way, there's the okay, you conform to the normal operating hours, and you and then after coming home from work or full days of doing business, whatever it is, then you spend some time with your kids, and then if you have kids, spend some time with your kids. If you don't have kids, that's when you do your business. That's when you work on your business. Um, as for me, before I had kids, my hours are always like this. And so as soon as I wake up at 2, 3 o'clock p.m., I would focus on building my business. And now that I have kids, once I wake up, I'm playing with my kids until they go to sleep. And then after, I would, build up my business or work on my business. My point is like, I have parents that used to say to me like, oh, you gotta sleep normal hours. You gotta wake up normal time, so that way you can have like a normal life. And for a long time, I thought I had a problem because I couldn't wake up normal time, normal hours, and I wasn't necessarily making money at that time. So I thought I was like, a loser because of my hours. But as I grew older, as I became successful, I learned that I was never meant to have normal hours, because if I did, I would also have a normal life. But because I didn't have normal hours, I pursued the things I wanted to pursue. I wanted to figure out how to make money without going to work. I wanted to do this and that so that I can be home with the kids. And so, depending on like however you are, there's a way to make it work, and there's a way to make a lot of money being just however you are. Versus, like what I'm saying is like you don't have to conform to reality. You can make reality conform to you. So I'm a big believer in that, and so yeah, so for these events that are going on, um, you know, I like attending evening events. I like attending like late night events. But these days, because I have kids and I love being with my kids, I don't enjoy the evening events as much anymore. And so, if I was gonna get into doing multifamily networking events, I'm gonna start doing them between like 12, 11, I mean 12, 1 o'clock p.m. to like 2, 3 o'clock p.m. So that way, once they're done, I can go home and hang out with my kids. But in order for me to do this, I gotta wake up early. So I gotta work on that. Right? That's gonna be my biggest hurdle. Um, but yeah, so I'm thinking attend a bunch of networking events, see how they run, see how they are, see how I like it. And then I'm gonna probably start hosting some of my own. Along with that, you know, I'm gonna look into hosting a lot of online networking events. I haven't seen or met anybody that's really successful at running them, but I'm gonna experiment with some models to see how it works, and hopefully it's successful, or hopefully I find something that's good so that we can keep doing it. I think the reason why I think it's important to do the online networking events is because when you get to commercial, like larger apartment complex investments, the game is different. It's you're gonna look for deals not in New Jersey, not PA. Like it's not close. It's out of state, a few states over, maybe even 4 or 5 states over. And so the asset class is going to be far. And because the deal size, meaning how much capital you have to put together, because it's so much, you're going to have to now source capital from just not like locally or friends and family, or it's going to be national. And so I think it's important to play both. But yeah, so I want to, I kind of been rambling a little bit, so I want to get to the point. So I'm going to start today. I'm gonna go fishing a little bit today for ideas. I know it's very last minute, so but today is January 17th. And so I'm gonna be attending a networking event tonight at the New York RIA. It's a RIA I run. It's called. If you want to go to it, it's spelled out New York. So New York spelled out the letter R, the letter E, the letter I, the letter A. So it's New York spelled out REIA.com. We have a networking event tonight. Um, as we speak, there's like 45, 50 people that paid for the event already. I found that people that attend New York events, they normally have a higher savings amount, especially networking events. So my plan for this evening's event is two things. Is one, to see if I can meet somebody that has deals, large deals. It's kind of probably like the likelihood is going to be very low. Um, like 200-300 units in New York is going to be like, in the hundreds of millions of dollars, and typically those people, I haven't met that many people that come to the event with that kind of deal size, but what I have met are people with a lot of money. And so one is I'm gonna look for see it at the event if anybody has deals. Number one. Number two, I'm gonna look to see if there's anybody that knows how to evaluate apartment complexes, meaning they are an acquisition person. The reason why is because I have no idea what a good perspective or what a good deal looks like at the moment. Um, Better yet, I mean, you can break down any deal financially, but there's so much more depth that you can do when you look at a deal. Like you can look at the area, the township. So what I'm saying is, I'm gonna be attending the event to hopefully meet somebody that is already looking at deals like this, has deals like this, and they're trying to raise capital. And then I wanna check out that opportunity to see what kind of due diligence they did, how they're looking at it, why they think it's a good deal, and I'm probably gonna look for 4 or 5 people like this. And I've always seen actually a lot of, now that I think about it, I've seen a lot of presentations like where people are trying to raise money for these type of deals. So I will probably also start evaluating, like sitting in on these sessions to see how they present, what they look at, how why they think this is a good deal, bad deal. So that way I have an idea of what a good deal, bad deal looks like. And my third thing would be looking for people that have 50,000, 100,000 or more, and they just want to invest passively. And so tonight, attending the event, I'm gonna look for deals. I'm gonna look for people with opportunities or acquisition people. And then number three is I'm gonna look for people with money that want to invest. And I'm gonna put a list together, build a list, and slowly connect further with them and build relationships with them. So that's my plan. I'm doing this video. I'm doing it this way. I know it's last minute, so if you guys want to join me, I know it's very last minute, so I get that. But I've been thinking like, how should I do these videos? Should I do it ahead and give you guys an idea of what events I'm gonna attend, like maybe a few days ahead or a week or whatever, so that way if you guys want to attend them and try it for yourself, you can. Or should I do it and then tell you about it? Because I also don't want to, like, at the same time, as much as I want to share everything, I don't want us to all do the same thing. And then we're just going to create, like, not competition, but it's kind of like if we're all doing the same thing and we're all doing it ourselves, it makes it harder. Like if there's only 2 people that want to do, say, for example, there's only 2 people that want to lend, but there's like 5 or 10 of us that are there, that are looking for capital from potential people, and we're all saying the same thing. It makes it harder. I don't know. Like I'm open to it. I don't mind. I just give me your thoughts in the comments. Let me know how you think I should do it, and I'd love to hear some feedback on this video. So other than that, if anything, I'll see you guys tonight. And then once I build whatever I build, I'm gonna do another video tomorrow. I'm gonna I'm gonna my goal is to not spend more than like 6 hours a week on doing this business, but I want, as I'm moving along, I'm gonna create videos on it and walk you through how I'm doing it, so that way you guys can see, but at the same time you can hold me accountable to doing it, because one of my crazy superpowers, I'm really lazy, and so I might get too lazy and not actually continue. But I feel like if I create these videos and you guys are watching it and you're actually watching it, it'll make me accountable to sticking it through. All right. So if you enjoy this video, or if you want to see my journey through this and hold me accountable, subscribe, leave a comment, um, and we'll get this done and we'll do this. All right, guys. Thank you so much.